In today's video, we've got some rust. And we've got some more rust. Followed by rust. Followed by something that's not rusty. Stay tuned. Cue the theme music. No. Just forget it. Welcome back, guys, to the, what are we on, part 14 of this whole GTR restoration series. Wow, we are getting into it. So, clearly, as you guys can see, we are getting right into things here. From the past video, you guys would have seen we actually made some awesome progress on the passenger side. Now I'm basically going to be continuing that over here on the driver's side. So, to start things off, this back corner, I kind of left it because obviously it's been showing a little bit of signs of rust. And concerning the other side, it gave me quite a bit of issues as far as corrosion in this little spot. I just could only assume that this spot was going to be just as bad, if not worse. So once I zap away majority of the seam sealer and undercoating, it actually looks okay. It doesn't even really look that rusty just on the top of the surface, apart from that back little corner. As you guys can see, moisture somehow has been piling up in that little spot. This car did have a roll cage in it, a bolt-in cage, and they actually put the plate, the reinforcement plate to bolt the cage in. Right here, as you guys can see, that's what all those holes are for, which kind of a strange arrangement of holes, if you ask me. I'm not too sure. But I just kind of used a little bit of a hammer and dolly and tried to get that in place a little bit better. Now don't worry, I'm not going to bore you guys with spot weld drilling too much anymore. So I just went ahead and drilled out all the spot welds in this little corner piece and got my air saw out and just tried to make some cuts and just try and get this thing out and see what we're working with. Lo and behold, man, it doesn't even surprise me anymore. Anything that's showing signs of rust on the outside, even the slightest bit, I know it's going to be 10 times worse on the inside. So it is what it is. But we got this piece of the floor cleaned up. It actually was salvageable, although a little bit pitted, very minor. So it does look a little bit worse than it is maybe, but it still was really bad. There was a lot of flaking under there, and yeah, it wasn't pretty. So at least we got that cleaned up about 80% of the way. Now we actually just switch gears because the order of operations in this whole car and how you kind of have to do things and go about and build stuff, it does matter and it does make a difference. So as you guys remember, the other side, last video, we worked in this little spot here. We're gonna go ahead and just knock this out really fast. First off, just obviously getting a quick look at what we've got to work with here. Honestly, this car is so poorly done. I would really love to talk to the fellow chap who did the work. I'd love to have a nice conversation with him and just figure out where his mind was at. I think I have a pretty good idea where his mind was at. So this is all coming out now. Basically just trying to prying this thing off. It really isn't even welded to the bottom anymore. It's just rusted. So I can't even find the spot welds anymore. So we're just getting the chisel out and just going to town. So here we go. It's as you can see, we had some goodies lingering under here. You'll see in a second, but it's just funny seeing how much stuff piled up inside of this quarter panel here. So yes, obviously I do have replacement quarter panels for both sides. Shout out to Stacked Exports. Those guys are absolutely... Oh, here we go. We hit the jackpot here. This is actually where the treasure is. Oh! Look at that look of just disappointment. Oh, that's what I'm dealing with here, people. So like I'm saying, obviously shout out to Stacked Exports for the quarter panels. I just wanted to kind of get this piece off, keep the quarter panel in place. There's no need to remove the whole thing just to get to this little corner pocket. Obviously the quarter panel's junk, so I wasn't really too worried about keeping it in one piece for another individual. Well, what is there even left to say anymore? I really don't think there is. We just expect this. Yep, that's it. That's all we can do, my guy. Toss a thumbs up and keep on rocking. So here we go. Taking a good look. Actually, surprisingly, this side at least parts, the important parts, weren't nearly as bad as the other side. So that was good. That was a pleasant surprise. Just more spot welds. As you guys can see, we actually removed this lower rear portion of the outer rocker. We will be remaking this entire rear portion of the rocker as well. Stay tuned for that. It actually comes out a whole lot better than the other side, and you guys will see in a minute. You'd be really surprised how strong rusted metal still is. It's surprising how well it holds on to itself. Ah, yep, there it is. That's, we'd love to see that. So, time to clean up what we can here. Most of what you're looking at is going to get cut out. I'm pretty sure all of what you're looking at is about to get cut out. So here we go. I'm going to start with this back little corner piece of the inner wheelhouse. A lot of that is eaten away. Thankfully, the complex bend portion of it is pretty solid. That's why you guys saw I just wanted to grind it off and see how it looked. But yes, here we go. There's the lack of our car. So more pieces need to come off. Surprise, surprise. So this piece actually is the piece that kind of ties into the inner wheelhouse, not the outer wheelhouse, but the inner wheelhouse. Also have to replace this piece on the other side. But with that out the way, we're left with, I guess, the main inner structure of the rocker, or again, lack thereof. So with those two pieces out of the way, I'm just going to go ahead and try and bend the inner portion of this rocker back into shape, just because it's going to make my life a little bit easier when it comes to remaking this piece. So we removed the little seatbelt bolt nut thing, and then this little piece, you can maybe tell it's in two pieces. So this gets drilled and removed. Like I said, we're jumping all around, guys. It's just it's one of those things with this car, you can't really just move along with one process. Sometimes you can, but most of the time that's not the case. So we're back to, I guess, recreating some replacement panels for that little piece you guys just saw. A lot of it needed to be replaced, but like I said, the complex hard portion was able to stay. So we're gonna go ahead and whip up a small little patch piece. I think I did actually make this out of two sections, just because it was a little bit easier, but it did actually turn out pretty well. So with our second patch replacement piece kind of mocked up, we are changing gears again. So you guys remember, we, like I told you guys, I removed those two pieces of metal, and as you can see, that's everything we removed from this little corner. Still more to come. So this piece of the floor, as you guys can see, has a little hole in it. Can't have that, so out comes the entire piece, and actually gonna go ahead and remake it. Before we do so, however, just looking at this little spot here caught my eye, so it's just, oh man, the fun never seems to end. And you guys will continue to see how much more fun we're about to have with this thing. So stick around, stay tuned, and we're going to get it right though, don't you worry. So here's my little replacement floor piece. You guys can see I just tossed a little bit of a bead rolled in there. I'm pretty sure that's how the original one was, so we just figured we'd just make a one-to-one copy of that. I went ahead and just tacked it to the piece of floor I removed, just because it made sense. It's always going to get welded together anyway, so just made that one piece, cleaned it up, and it's looking really good. Before I can go ahead and continue to weld that piece in, we've got a major step to do here. This is, apart from the quarter panel, I believe this is going to be the biggest panel by far that I'm going to be removing. pretty obvious the condition and the state of this thing. It's pretty bad, and there's no way I would have been able to just leave this and just toss some undercoat spray on the inside, some cavity wax, cover it all up, and call it good. Would that have worked? Maybe. That just was never an option. So here we go. More spot welds. Quickly zap through those, and there was many more spot welds to follow those few that you guys just saw. However, don't worry, I spared you guys. I know you are probably well over them by now. Trust me, so am I. But hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. That being said, quick refreshment break. So, here we go. Trying to find all these spot welds. I'm getting caught up in a couple spots, and I'm starting to reveal some more that held me up. Probably a good 40, 50 spot welds in this little panel right here, and that may not sound like a lot, but man, when it takes a good minute or so to drill out one, it's quite a bit of time. And so now here we go. We're just trying to pry this thing off. I'm taking this entire panel off. If you guys remember, I did actually move the portion, the pocket on the other side. I just moved the small side of it. However, this part, I'm just going to move the entire portion. It makes more sense to me. One less weld seam to go ahead and accomplish. And it's going to allow me to get inside here, which you guys are about to see really quick, how bad it actually was.
Okay. Woo!
Again, can't say I'm surprised, guys. This car, unfortunately, is in need of much love. So here we go. This little spot here, as you guys saw, we just need to replace that tiny little tab. That got taken care of. Now, this is the fun part. We're starting to get into the fun part. The floor got fully cleaned up. So I used a nice sanding disc and got this thing cleaned up really well. All the rust is taken care of and gone completely. That's a pretty good thing to say, especially with this car. Now, yes, you can see a couple brackets still there that I haven't touched. Don't worry about that. Obviously, everything is going to get handled. No surprise here, I had to rebuild some of the mounting flange on that portion of the panel. As you guys can see here, it's kind of welded in place. But here we go. Got everything all sandblasted, rust coated, metal conditioned, absolutely ready for some 2K epoxy. So you guys can see this stuff, it cleaned up really nice. Got some parts from the previous video that you guys would have seen me remove already as well. So now, starting to look a little bit weird. This is the point where I'm just prepping for paint. So first step first, I obviously sanded the whole surface down again after my rust conditioning spray. Sanded that down, gave everything a proper cleaning, and went ahead and just masked up all of the areas that I'm going to be tossing some of my weld through primer on. But as you guys can see, it's looking really good under here. Everything is looking sweet. Things cleaned up so good, and I'm just really pleased with how things are coming back together here. Kind of hard to take a look at things here with it being all raw and unpainted, but that's all about to change here. So, got my 2K epoxy, and this is direct to metal epoxy. I know some of you guys are gonna be like, oh, well, shouldn't you have used a etch primer? No, this new stuff here, I'm sure some of you may know about it. The new primers now are direct to metal, so no issue with that there. This is gonna be absolutely perfect for what we need, and it's gonna completely preserve our panels. Same goes to the car. Same treatment. Everything is looking so good. It looks so clean in white, painted up, and it's just wild to me. So, pulled all the masking back, and you guys can see we're left still with that raw bare metal. Everything looks so good, so straight, so clean. If you guys missed any of the content of rebuilding this floor, please check it out. I know some of you guys may not find it too interesting, but man, it's just really cool to see the transformation. So the 2K down, we went ahead and just tossed my copper weld through primer. That primer that I'm using is absolutely awesome stuff, highly recommended over the zinc. This stuff welds so much nicer than any other weld through primer I've used. Obviously all these panels got the same exact treatment, and take a look. Floor is looking absolutely beautiful. Not done, it's not done, but good progress. Take a look at the before shot. So here we just focused obviously on the belly portion of the floor, and I gotta say, it came out sweet. So that's gonna be it for, man, part 14 already. I think 14, that's just crazy to me to think about. Next episode, you guys are not going to want to miss it. I'm not just saying that. Obviously, you guys can tell that the GTR is no longer here. This is where it has been. It's not here anymore. We're starting to dive into some really exciting parts of the build. So you guys are going to be seeing all of that coming up really soon. Like I said, as you guys know, every single Sunday we have a new GTR build video coming up. So subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. Toss a like, I really would appreciate that. Drop a comment, say what's up. And I gotta say though, this journey definitely has had its ups and downs, but I gotta say, man, I'm really enjoying the process. And that might be kind of hard to believe. I almost didn't really believe myself at first when I started to say that, but the more and more I kind of accomplish on the car and get done in the car, it really proves itself to be true. So it's a blessing in disguise, let's just put it that way. So I've been getting asked by a few people as to how they can support the build and me, the channel, whatever. Unfortunately, I don't really have merch just yet set up. Hopefully soon, but if you guys would like to support, not obligated at all. I just know some people like to. I've gotten $5, $10 here and there. If you guys do want to Venmo me, that's fine. I just feel so weird saying that, but I know some people are just obligated to support, and I really do appreciate that. But by no means do you need to. So yeah, if you guys just want to help, help me buy some supplies and stuff like that, would appreciate that. But again, you don't need to. I just wanted to offer that because some people have been asking. Check out some of the old videos if you guys want to catch up and figure out what we've got ourselves into. But there's plenty of it out there to check out. So without taking too much of your time, that's gonna be it for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.
Thank you.